Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her eyeballs were plucked out. Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her eyeballs were plucked out. Her eyebrows were then waxed. Her tongue was sliced open. Her hair was cut off.
So I'm trying to mix it all up so we can put it in a little bubble to make our own stress ball. It's gonna be like all different types of things. It's gonna be like gel, Orbeez, clay. Never had that squishy before. Whoa. This is a lot of Orbeez.
If you got a fidget, you don't need to quit it. Just go to fidgettoysplus.com. If you want a little something you can fiddle with, keep yourself busy with, we got what you want. You'll be squishing, snapping, and clicking. Every toy is the bomb. If you got a fidget, you don't need to quit it. Just go to fidgettoysplus.com.
We have a mermaid who's so sad. Again, it's broken, but I sprayed myself. Oh my gosh, it literally shot right at me. Can you see it literally sprayed me? Oh my gosh, okay.
Like you cut G, like you cut G, like you cut G, like you cut G, like you cut G,
like you cut G.
Me and Everly just cut open so many fidgets for a YouTube video. We made a huge mess.
Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her eyeballs were plucked out. Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her eyeballs were plucked out. Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her eyeballs were plucked out. Her eyebrows were then waxed. Her tongue was sliced open. Her hair was cut off.
Like you cut G, 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 like you cut G.
Dissect a kawaii kitty squishy with me. The stopper popped on this poor little guy, so I decided to sacrifice him for a TikTok. The outside is so easy to cut through, it's kind of satisfying. I kind of get excited when my items get holes because then it means I can cut them open and not feel guilty. Look how beautiful the insides are. This is what I like to call moon dough. It feels so nice and it's not sticky at all. It's the same thing that's inside the stretchy dough balls. So anytime your dough ball or your kawaii kitty squishy get a hole, no big deal, just cut it open and play with the inside for a little bit. Just be aware that it will dry out if you don't put it in a bag. I seriously love playing with this stuff.
Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off. Her eyeballs were plucked out.
Your path looks exciting. Can I walk it with you? break it in two. And I can tell you've got your guard up, honey, let me take it down. I can feel you locked your heart up, but I hate being safe and sound. All we do in this universe is orbit around a star that burns you, a star that shines in like your eyes. Come on, let me make you cry, cause in my whole world for a minute. Let's get in and see what we got.
I thought Sammy would like if I brought this awesome stuff to play with.
Why would you bring this to my hotel room?
This star with glitter got a hole in it. Anytime that happens, I squish out the insides. I like to video it so that you can get the experience with me. I know fidgets are very special and people don't want to mess them up. So if I do it, you can kind of see what it's like without having to hurt your own fidgets. I figure if it's already broken, I might as well make the most of it. Okay, look at how sparkly this is. Let's feel it. Ew. It reminds me of what the inside of a diaper would probably feel like. Recently, I realized that stress balls are usually only satisfying when they're inside their protective covering. The insides are usually kind of yuck. Random thought of the day. I have this gigantic stress ball and I really want to cut it open to see what's inside. I got my watermelon knife. The material is so thick to cut through. What an interesting consistency. It's really thick and gooey. I wonder what kind of slime this is. The color is super gross though. It's so sticky I can't even peel it off of the skin. It's kind of satisfying, but also like super gross. What should I do with all this? This stress ball is magical. When you squeeze it, it has 4 different colors. I really wanted to know how they make that happen, so I decided to get to the bottom of it. First, I cut all the mesh. After that, I usually really enjoy squeezing the ball, but unfortunately, this one already had a hole. So I just decided to cut it and get straight to it. Okay, here's the first reveal. I see some color. Aha! The 4 colors are printed on the inside of the material. I had a sneaky suspicion, but I wanted to be sure. The inside is completely clear, but honestly, this consistency is unlike anything I've ever felt. It's like half slime and half glue. Actually, it feels more like glue than slime. It is seriously so sticky. I hope I can get this off. I love how dough balls stretch really far, but they're also super satisfying to squeeze. Because of the material inside, they do get air bubbles, and that's totally okay and normal. Inside is a dough material. It's not liquidy, so it doesn't fill up all of the space all the time. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Let's start with the green one. It's called a dough ball because the inside is a cloud dough. It's an amazing texture that's not messy at all. Look how cleanly it came out. When you play with it, it doesn't make a mess or stick to you at all. It's perfectly safe to play with even when it's not in its protective covering. I'm not kidding when I tell you it feels so good. Now let's see what's inside of an orange dough ball. Oh, surprise, it's the same thing. These have literally been my favorite stress balls since like 2013. Okay, let's check a pink one just to be sure. Oh, same thing. If your ball ever gets a hole, you could totally just cut it open and play with the inside. Fun fact, did you know they also are bouncy?
Like you cut G, like you cut G, like you cut G, like you cut G.
Let's cut open this hedgehog stress ball to see what's inside. It's one of my most satisfying stress balls. And the grand reveal? Aw, poor little guy. I almost feel bad. First reaction is it's sticky. It's like cold and feels a lot like cottage cheese, but sticky cottage cheese. It is not satisfying at all when it's not in the skin. My fingers are actually so dirty I can't even push the stop recording button. I guess I'm just gonna have to let the rest of the time play out. I'm literally obsessed with the hedgehog stress ball, but do not cut it open. It will just be a big mess.
Her arms were cut off. Her legs were cut off. Her ears were cut off. Her tongue was cut off. Her nose was cut off.
I know a lot of people get upset when they see me cutting my fidget toys, but what they might not understand is because I have so many fidget toys, I have a lot that are broken or defective. This is the second bin I'm showing you, but I actually have even more than this. Even though you might not be able to tell it's defective, believe me when I say I would never cut or ruin a fidget that wasn't already about to pop. By the way, this is another bin full of broken fidgets. I am actually picking out these broken fidgets to film a YouTube video with someone super special, so make sure to subscribe over there so you don't miss it. So much to cut. Let's cut open a Takumo kitty squishy. Some have a really soft shaving cream consistency, but others have a thicker dough. Remember that the balls with dough do get air bubbles. The one I'm cutting open today is a dough material. I love how it feels. It pulls off of the skin so easily, and it is so satisfying to play with. One of my favorite things about the dough balls is that even if it gets a hole, the material inside feels amazing, even without the skin on it. Not all the Takumo squishies have the dough inside of it, but it is an option.
I'm just a little anxious, just a little upset, just a little tired. Adjust to the dark, feel my way around, doesn't make sense, can't get inspired. Cause nothing is happening, nothing is working, something's gonna break. Going in circles, staying internal, wait to watch it break. I know the wind is whipping.
Unfortunately, the hedgehog broke, so let's feel what's inside. This will be my first time seeing what's inside this, so I'm interested to feel the texture. I'm expecting it to feel like shaving cream. The guts are all out. Not at all what I was expecting. It feels exactly like cottage cheese to me. Disclaimer, I have not played with cottage cheese very much. Now I'll stop talking so you can hear what it sounds like. Have you ever wondered how the ball changes from pink to green? Let's cut this open and find out. Aha! The inside is green. I kind of expected the inside to be white and there to be some other trick, but no trick. The ball has a skin that's pink and the inside material is green. I also expected this to feel like shaving cream, but it doesn't at all. It's much more watery and smooth, and also very messy.
I never really minded all that you expected until I couldn't give you what you needed. I'll tell you it's a strange thing, the dueling side love brings. I hate you sound so perfect now to me.